Well, hello and welcome to another video from my garden where I'm going to be introducing even more shade-loving shrubs, trees and plants to this area at the top end near the house and the decking, an area that you've seen quite a few times in recent videos. So I'm going to turn the camera around, show you what's what, and we will go from there. So this is the area in question. It is pretty shady. The sun comes around this way, so we've got all these trees here providing almost woodland glade feel, and all this ivy and grasses have taken over. I'd already cleared part of it when you saw me the other week do this trellising for the honeysuckles, so I will be clearing all of this area to here, reclaiming this lawn edge to the edging strip that's been lost in action, shall we say, over the years, just to give that a bit more of a division feel between the grass, or the lawn I should say, and this area. And then we're going to be planting some wildlife friendly trees, which I will go into more detail after I've cleared this area. Let's get going. So now I have these 4 shrubs which I've just laid out, and they're going to be ready to plant in a moment. I've got 3 different varieties of Mahonia, and I've got this spindle tree. These are all shade loving. There's going to be dappled sunshine here as well, which is going to be perfect for them. So I'm just going to go into a little bit more detail about them right now. So first up we have this lovely spindle tree. You can see it's got these green leaves. Now these leaves are in fact going to be a larval food source for a variety of butterflies and moths, most notably the holly blue butterfly, which we do get a lot of around here. They're going to come and lay their eggs on here, and they're going to start eating these leaves. So again, first point of habitat for those. In the end of May, sort of June time, so in a few weeks time, we're going to start getting some green yellowish flowers on here. And again, the nectar in these is going to attract bees, hoverflies, butterflies. So you've got that attraction going on for the pollinators. And then in the late summer, when we're going into autumn time, these are going to produce a striking colour, pink, a berry. They're going to split open, and inside is an orange seed. And the birds are going to be using that as a winter food source. So things like blackbirds, robins, sparrows, thrushes are all going to be using that. And of course, any that fall on the floor, foxes even, will eat those as well. And also these will actually be a host to aphids. Aphids themselves aren't brilliant, but what that's going to do is attract different insects that we like to come and eat the aphids. So things like ladybirds are going to be coming. So as you can see, it hosts and it can feed and pollinate a wide variety of wildlife. Okay, so moving across to the 3 different varieties of Mahonia I have Winter Sun, Volcano and Cabaret. Now the main difference between these and the native spindle tree I've just shown you is that these are going to be producing nectar later in the year. These are winter blooming, so for the late feeding bees, solitary bees, this is going to be an important source of nectar for them. So as you can see, this time of year in the spring we've got these really lush flowers. Obviously these are going to continue to grow, and this is also a perfect habitat. You know, this is going to be good for nesting for species of birds as well. After the flowers bloom, like I say, in the sort of winter, springtime, they turn into a dark blue black berry. And again, this is a food source, fantastic for things like starlings and blackbirds to eat. And again, they're going to drop on the floor, similar to those. And then squirrels and hedgehogs will be able to eat these as well. So as you can see, it's covering a lot between birds, your small mammals, and your pollinators as well. So I'm going to get these laid out, get them planted, and then watch them grow. Okay, so those 4 are planted. One thing I've just decided I want to do is further down here in this other pollinator friendly, bird friendly section I've got, you've seen before, I've got this viburnum hedging, and I've got some Viper's bug lost down here. I've got some red campion, some forget-me-not. I've got my 6 Hills Nepeta, Simon Bowles mauve, bird's foot trefoil. But I've got these 3 alder buckthorns here. One, two, three. And I mentioned in the previous video I've had these before we moved. They were saplings, and I've grown these to this, so I moved them with me because I didn't want to leave them at the old address. And these are one of only 2 larva food sources for the orange tip butterfly, which I really love. The common blackthorn being the other. So these alder buckthorn, these can grow to 3 to 6 meters tall over sort of 5-year period, so they can get quite big. So what I'm going to do is just transplant this middle one, take it out, and I'm going to move it up to the other end there. And then what I can do is just put some more, I've got some wild carrot and a couple of other wildflowers I just want to put in there, some lesser knapweed I should say, just to fill in that space there. And then that just allows these 2 other alder buckthorns to sort of space out and grow as big as they can. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm not going to show you digging this out, but I'm going to show you in a minute where I put it up the other end. So as you can see, this is where I planted the alder buckthorn. That's in a sort of semi-shady spot that gets the early morning sun. It's going to get dappled sunlight throughout the day, so that's got a good mix there. And then up here I've just planted a wild carrot in the middle. We've got 2 lesser knapweeds. Lesser knapweed really good for pollinators, the bees and your hoverflies. And the wild carrot exactly the same. It's going to be a larva food source for butterflies as well. But also in the winter, the leaves, once they grow bigger, they curl up and they actually host seeds, and they hold them almost like a little plate in the middle, and they're going to be a good source of food for birds as well over the winter months. So again, another really good addition to this bed. And then again, down here at the other planting bed where I took out the alder buckthorn, where you can see where I've watered, we've got 2 lesser knapweeds there and the wild carrot at the back. So yeah, just adds a bit more diversity to the other wildflowers I've got in here and the pollinator friendly shrubs. So I've been a little bit busy since the last bit of filming. I've just sort of cracked on with this after work and spare time. So as you can see, I've added some log piles here and here. That's covering the outlet from the rainwater, which I will modify at some point later on, but for now that's just nicely disguised. Got a log there that's obviously going to start attracting beetles and woodlice. All around here I've planted some garlic mustard. Again, these are fantastic larva food sources for butterflies. Over here as well I've also added this Salvia caradonna over here next to the Simon Bowles mauve. I've got this lovely orange California poppy down there just to add a nice bit of colour change. And I've got over here Corydalis. This is a blue heron variety. Again, this has all been sown with a woodland glade shade loving mix of wildflowers on this bank here. And I've also added more of a UK native general mix just in and around these plants here where it gets a little bit more sun. So we'll see how those do. And then down here on this bend where it gets a lot of the early morning sun, we're mid-afternoon now, so it's kind of missed out for the moment. But I've got this lovely sort of primrose yellow Bascom dark eyes, which I really like. And then I've got these 2 Goras, one there, one over there, and in between I've got a Nepeta. So Vorka's low variety, not my usual 6 Hills giant, but absolutely lovely. And then last but not least, I've got another Corydalis, the blue heron. So all of these, I've got the mixture of the shrubs, the trees, the wildflowers, the logs, the stones, and then don't forget the honeysuckle, which you saw in a previous video. That's starting to work its way up and across very nicely now. So all designed to attract pollinators of every variety, like the bees, hoverflies, butterflies, also ladybirds, moths at night. But yeah, looking forward to seeing all of this really start growing out, and no doubt I'll be adding some more potentially in this space here, but I've kind of left this a bit clear because this is where the dog likes to go through and have a little rummage in that sort of woodlandy area under there. So yeah, I've taken a bit of a chance really putting it all here with him around anyway, but hopefully this will all develop nicely, and obviously there'll be updates on the channel. So I thought I'd finished planting, but I hadn't. So just before I edit this video, I'm just going to show you what else I've added. Firstly, I've added some more of this low nutrient subsoil all the way along. So now this all looks nice and even and uniform, and my OCD can rest because I've obviously left it there before. So first of all, I've added these salvias, the 6 from here, 2 different varieties. There is a sky blue, which is a mix of blue and white, and then there is the snow white, which is the pure white at the back. These are excellent for pollinators. I normally plant salvia caridonas, as you've seen elsewhere in the garden, which are purple. A lot of my pollinator friendly plants happen to be purple or lilac. That's just the colour that seems to attract pollinators and the colour that the plants are. So breaking it up with some whites, and obviously the orange of the California poppies there, got the pinks, we got the bruneras with the nice blues, corydalis again with the blue. Once these shrubs flower, we're going to get some different leaf shades and berry shades there. I've also added some cowslip. See these plugs are planted around here. Again, these are an early source of nectar. They're going to be one of the first wildflowers arrive in early spring. So there will be a lovely yellow. So again, when they flower, that's going to break it up. And I've also added some bellflowers up the top here. Again, they're quite happy in the shade, so I've saved them for that particularly shady spot up there. So they're going to blend in with the garlic mustards that I planted below. I'm also going to have the whites of these oxeye daisies. Once these flower, one's decided to come out already, which is lovely. The others a little bit shy at the moment, so hopefully they won't be too far behind. So I am pretty happy now with this bed. It's obviously raining again because it's June in England, and why wouldn't it be raining pretty much all week? So that's that area done, and again I'll be doing some updates on how it all looks when we get more towards July, August time. So thanks very much for watching another video where I'm showing you how I'm trying to attract all variety of wildlife into the garden. Say there's going to be birds and insects and all sorts going on here. So many more projects to go. Stay tuned for those. If you'd like to see all of the projects that I've completed since we moved into this house nearly a year ago now, if you go into the playlist section, there's a playlist called My Own Garden Projects. So if you go in there, and you'll see everything that I've done here. Until the next one, catch you later.